Gamers of Reddit, what is the most time-consuming thing you have done in a game? My son had Lego Worlds, but had nothing unlocked. He liked it, but was disappointed that everything was unavailable to use. I stayed up all night and unlocked everything for him. His face was a picture. Bringing happiness is hardly a waste of time. We all should spend our lives spreading joy. Who said anything about a waste of time? Oh, I'm an idiot. For some reason, after I was scrolling I thought the title of the post was the biggest waste of time you've done or something. My bad. Oh sure, you say it was for your son, but you just wanted to play the game yourself. It was the most boring repetitive game I've ever played. Played Conquest on BF3 on a server with 10k tickets. Didn't think my comment would get this much attention, but I'm glad to see that there are a lot of you who can relate. The Metro days. Constant grenades. LMG spam 4 days. Camping with claymores. Good times. I spent all round reviving and throwing med packs down. I miss that game so much. It's still not dead, at least on PC. I still play it on PC and bucks. Always enough people on to find games. I flew New York to Paris in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So much water. I feel like flight sims could easily beat anything in this entire thread. I've never done avsim or virtual airlines, but anytime I try to do a full flight plan, even LA to Las Vegas, I get bored and either turn it into a sightseeing flight or find something cool to crash into. I also love flying fighter patrols in IL-2 in real time, flying 45-minute loops over the Russian countryside, only to encounter nothing and nobody. IL-2 is so good. I dig out my joystick for it every few months and have a great time. I've wasted hundreds of hours playing Simpsons Tapped Out on mobile. Or find something cool to crash into. The NSA would like to know your location. JK, they already know. Following Ron from HP cause he ran faster than my walking speed, but slower than my running speed. Thankfully Witcher fixed that problem. Oh yeah, they match your speed and I love it. Hopefully other devs can catch up to such an advanced technology in the future. Or RDR2 where you just hold X and your horse matches speed. Now, if I can only get Gerald to settle on a walking speed between wacky wave inflatable dolls strolling a couple of extra steps off cliffs, and then half piping using his boots up and down again between two steep hills forever, and I'll get there when the sun dies. Making 100 iron daggers in a row took a while. Transmute ore, make a ton of gold ingots, then gold jewelry. Smithing skill increases based on value of crafted item. Then take it all to the enchanting table, pick highest value enchantments. Whatever game you're referring to, only a 100, those are rookie numbers. Looking to protect yourself, or deal some damage? Dwarven bows are the money melon, my man. Breeding and racing different Chocobo in order to get a specific breed that could run across water and up mountains so that I could get a summon materia in FF7. But it was the only way I was ever going to beat Sephiroth. Mastering materia for me. FF7's storyline doesn't sync up at all with the sheer amount of app required for mastering anything more than a handful of different materia. By the end of the game, your inventory is full of materia you haven't even touched, or had no room to equip, or just received Ultima. All summon materia and some magic have insane requirements, which is sort of frustrating. But most of game can be played easily without even using it, which is kinda disappointing in terms of difficulty. I've been really hoping, if the remake they will fix this. Definitely breeding Chocobo and leveling materia. I was determined to defeat all the weapons, so when my brother witnessed me finally beating the hardest of them all, Ruby weapon, after weeks and weeks of grinding, we ran around yelling our heads off in excitement. Incidentally, he texted me excitedly about 2 weeks ago saying he had finally done the same, about 18 years later. Driving realistically from one side of the city to the other in GTA 5, also acting like a normal civilian, and not running around and shooting people down. Hey, look up Survive the Hunt on YouTube by Fail Race. He is basically driving around sensibly trying to blend into the AI, while other people are looking for him. An episode takes up to an hour, basically the same as you, but with a constant fear you are being watched. This guy is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Glad I'm not the only one who does this. It really showcases how beautiful of a game GTA is. I love how, even when you drive like a normal person, the NPCs still get mad at you for driving like a lunatic. Anything to do with The Sims, but I tend to create the family, design the house, which takes up the majority of the time, and then play them for an hour before getting bored and going on to the next. Stones of Benzia. First I found over half. Then I used a FAQ and ended up revisiting a ton of places I already cleared. Then one was missing. Then I used the console command to teleport myself directly to all of their locations. Then one was still missing. Then I used a console command to make a bunch appear in my inventory. I still somehow have 24 stones. I quit. There was a bug, if I remember right, that if you didn't get one particular one before finding the other 23, then it would never appear. I think it was only available during a specific quest, the embassy one. If you didn't grab it, then you were sol. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one in the Tharma embassy, and you can't get it again after that quest. Once spent about a week on Terraria grinding to get one item, then only to get it after giving up on it. It was a weird moment. Literally anything in Crusader Kings 2nd. I like to start as account, so it usually takes 50 to 100 in-game years for it to get exciting. Getting a plot to assassinate somebody ready, and then having my leader get measles, get his leg cut off and then die. Also, gotta love the fabricate claims waiting room. 1500 hours CK2, 1900 EU4. Paradox, I want my life back. Yeah, I play this game a lot, and I still don't even understand what I'm doing. I usually just breed lots of kids and make a eugenics program to pass the time, because I never know what I'm supposed to be doing the whole time. Anytime I attempt a 100% playthrough, the worst one that comes to memory is Oblivion. That game was a janky beautiful piece of work, but a total to try and complete 100% is awful. Side note, I would like it if they remastered it, because I would totally do it again. I would too, but I can't go back and play the original. Too clunky, and for PlayStation's box it bothers me to play with old graphics. For the most part, Nintendo made games in a way where old graphics are much less of a problem, but things just don't hold up as nicely on the graphics-centered consoles. Skyrim is to that point with me now too. I have a bit of a hard time playing it. If they redid Oblivion though, I'd be all over it, as it was my first Elder Scrolls game and kind of blew my mind as far as open world RPGs go. Man, Shivering Isles remastered would be amazing. Sheogorath was one of the funniest characters ever. Basically any game that could be played stealthily, I would play it stealthily, undetected, not killing anyone if possible, no bodies found if any, no alarms, no nothing. Just like I was never there, and it's kinda hard to do that in games that didn't have stealth in mind when they were developed. Also, there's this game called Thief Gold. It's pretty old, but I love it. Stealth game obs. I have like 200 hours on it, and I'm still trying to complete it. 100% loot and 0% knockouts, alarms, kills. I love doing that in games. What's Thief Gold like? I love that game. It's a stealth game where light and sound are the main factors you need to worry about. Imagine it like Splinter Cell, but where there are different kinds of floors and each of them makes a different level of noise. If walked on crouching, does not make you completely silent like in most games. I would definitely recommend it if you're into stealth games. It's a very old game, so you may want to download Taffa Patcher. Yeah, that's how the patch is called, to make it run better on modern computers. Getting 1000 hours on Rainbow Six Siege, can't remember how long it took though, sorry. Now you go to the review page and write it's okay I guess. Still undecided, need to play more to form honest opinion. A good friend of mine has about 25-43 hours in mod. He hasn't been playing it much these days, but he was practically an addict when he first got it in 2009. That's roughly 106 days, or nearly a third of a year. One of my friends has nearly 8k hours on Dota and counting. Has nearly put in a year of his life on Dota. Playing marathon games of Civ 5. Some of them take more than 20 hours. Losing a deity marathon game after 15 plus hours is one of my most painful Civ 5 experiences. 20 hours? Those are rookie numbers. I must have 10 saved games right now with 20 plus hours on them. I'll get right back to finishing them off. But first I'm gonna start this new game and play a slightly different strategy. Well, I did say 20 plus also. If you don't already have it, I highly recommend the community patch Vox Populi. At least when if you get bored of the base game you should try it. Makes those hours much more interesting. Is it actually enjoyable though? 1001% in Binding of Isaac. Surprisingly don't regret it at all. It was a great time, and I'm still proud of it. I wanted to get 1001% but some of those challenges really are hard AF, and finishing the Lost is gonna be the death of me. The Lost is actually both fair and fun. After you unlock Holy Mantle as his starting item, the only real threats are Hush and Delirium. The Keeper on the other hand, just reset for Swallowed Penny for 30 minutes between runs lol. They seriously need to patch Delirium cause he still telefrags me. I only beat him as the Lost cause I found Book of Shadows on the Void floor. Yo, I just found this game and I am playing it currently. It is so fun. The ladder in MGS3 multiple playthroughs add up. Snake's really booking it up that ladder too. Imagine if he went at a normal pace or got tired. Snake Eater is still one of my favorite MGS game song. Climbing the ladder and having to eat something every so often was annoying though. You know, in GTA San there was this mission with the Lowriders where you had to make your car dance and it required to press your special direction keys random binds on keyboard while showing you arrows. I must have gave the mission at least 30 tries across 2 months until 10-year-old me figured out that the binds were not the arrow keys on the keyboard and were something entirely different. I did go about helping my friends who were stuck on that mission by eyeing their keybinds. Ah, good times. Same. I hated that mission with a passion. This is absolutely the worst mission of all time. That mission was the epitome of, why is this a thing? Doesn't matter what game, but readying after you fail a level saying last time, or I got it this time, you will probably just waste another half an hour or so. Bruh, you can't just leave mid-level, yeah, no, you gotta beat it. Pretty recent, but with the new update in Minecraft that added pillagers, when I got my first village I wanted to make sure it was safe inside and out. My idea was just make a stone brick wall cause with the new stone cutter you don't lose anything in the process, and it will look nice. Except this is a pretty large village, and collecting all the stone to make a 2 block high wall around it was more than I thought it would be. It's not even going to be my biggest project, but it helped me realize I'm willing to put the time into it. Wall is finished now, and I can turn the village into a resource farm, my first base, and make it into a small medieval village. Now let's see how long that all takes me. I've made walls around villages in creative, and it was a drag. Couldn't imagine doing it in survival. It takes a while. I'm doing something similar to op in 1.14 and villages are bigger now. Mine has over a dozen buildings over a decent area. It's got a wooden palisade, dry moat, and a wall of berry bushes plus like 6 iron golems to keep the pillagers away. Currently working on some redstone to make the gates automatically close at night with pistons. It's a labor of love. 3. Farmed Hyperius and Terramorphous. If you know you know. Still haven't beat Terramorphous. Feels bad, man. Nailing Boron Hyperius while using Zare Zero is to this day the most satisfying thing I have ever done in a video game. Building a skyscraper with interior in Minecraft. Building a skyscraper with interior in Minecraft. Moving from point one place to another in Red Dead Redemption 2. Just started playing it the other day. While I'm glad there are random events to keep you entertained, it takes so long. As soon as I found out about the fast travel map I went straight for it. I urge you to keep riding places instead of only fast travel. There is so much in that game that you can just stumble across and discover. One of the best I've played to just experience for sure. Don't worry, I mostly ride, but it's time when I want to just do the next mission, and it turns out I have to ride from Rhodes to Strawberry and I just can't be bothered. There's a fast travel map? You can upgrade the camp to have one. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. Getting pilot license in GTA San Andreas. It took me ages to complete that mission. I was halfway through that mission about 8 years ago when my game crashed and my save was lost. Haven't even looked at the game since then. Laura Master achievement in WoW, leveling every Pokemon to 100 in Leaf Green including stages of evolution as their own Pokemon, and playing Diablo 3 on PS4 so much I have almost 800 Paragon points. Surprised I had to go this far down to see WoW. Thought at least one person would be insane in the membrane. Trying all of those Skyrim mods. Some days I need way longer to mod Skyrim to death, just to play it for 5 minutes and go meh, time for something else. Downloading all those mods, and then troubleshooting those mods, and then not playing Skyrim for 3 months. Then it not booting, scrapping all the mods, and doing it all again.